form, why you need one, and how you can use it properly. So we're going to go right over, first of all, I'm going to minimize this and get that one up. All right, going to share my screen here with you. There we go. Here we go. That's not the one I want to do there. So this is the account for the Consultcast, because we're going to do them first, because get the clients work done first and then you're easy, right? So we're going to go, if you don't know, I created this. I think I showed you guys in the last episode. If not, I created 3 folders inside. You have your episodes, you have your guests, and then you have your social media. That's inside your G drive that you set up yesterday. Inside the episodes, you want to have 2. You have your edited and your unedited. And of course, if you want clips and other things, you can add that into your episodes. So you're there. Then you go back, and then in your guests, you have nothing really at the moment. And then you have your social media. You have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, because those are your main. You can go in and you can go post and stuff like that. But we'll deal with those at a later date. So in the guest, once you're in the guest form, ladies and gentlemen, am I going too fast? I don't know. But I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Leave a comment if you are. We're going to make a new Google form. That's going to bring up a new window, of course. We're going to title this Consultcast Guest Intake Form. Boom. We're going to make sure that's there. The description. Quick form to help us make sure you are a great guest. The reason why you want to you want to have a guest intake form is because it's going to help you manage your guests for future reference, to know a bit about your guests when they come on, and it just makes life a little easier for you. I love it because I use my guest intake form on the Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur podcast, to parlay it into my show notes, as well as a database of previous guests that I have, and it creates an email list as well for you. And we'll talk about that later. I have that actually set up for Friday. Actually, Friday's episode is the email list, why you should have an email list and build an email list. So we'll be talking about that on Friday. For some reason, if you're leaving comments, it's not working on my show, but boom, I'm here live. Thank you for the love, everybody. There we go. So I can see the comments here on my screen. Love you guys. All right, so guest contact intake form. So the first question, of course, you always want is their full name. Full name. It's a short answer. One of the best things about Google, it knows what kind of answer you need. You go here. Next, because this is a podcast show that consults for podcasters, you go podcast name. Then you want link to podcast, link to website, because we want to know if they have a website. All of these, obviously, you're going to make required. You can go afterwards there. And down here, we want social media handles. Now, you have the choice. You can put individual social media thing like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you can just leave it there and they can just put all the copy and paste them there for you. It depends on how active or how many questions you want. Is it going to be a lot of questions? There's a debate on how many you should have, because the more you have, the less likely people are going to fill it out, but also that vets the quality of your guests, but it also can turn away great guests as well. So you have to decide. So that's why I try and keep it as simple as possible, but at the same time make them enough so that it vets them and makes them feel unique. So you have your full name, your podcast name, link to your podcast, link to your website, social media handles. Then we want to go, here is one problem you are facing. We're going to make that into a short answer. And then tip on growing your podcast. So we will make that another short answer. So that's pretty much everything for this console cast intake, because the guests that are coming on are, one, primarily they're looking for help, but also we want to get them to share some help. So problem you're facing while you're podcasting, and then a tip on growing your podcast, everything is required. There we go. That's pretty much done. Now that's an easy podcast form. So you go over to responses, then we click this, we go create a new spreadsheet, we go create, boom, and it creates, and it's all over here. So we go like this. There we go. So we got their full name, got it. The timestamp's going to tell us when it was filled out. We get their name, the podcast link, website, all that. So that's golden. Some small things I like to do over here, text wrapping. I always like to do it linking underneath, so that it doesn't like make them so long. You also, you can go like that, but that's not going to work right away. And I like to have it all in the middle. There we go. So that is the form for your guest intake form, and it just, look at that, we did it in 7 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes doing this, and you have a great guest intake form. Now this is where you view your form and you can fill it out. If you want to, settings, collect emails, response receives, limit one to person, edit after submit, see summary chart presentation, show link to submit another response, don't need to shuffle. You can leave a confirmation. So now you get that, and now whenever someone sees it, they get that nice little thing. A little message I wrote here as after the confirmation is, "Thank you for filling out the form. Someone will be with you to schedule an interview." So that's something that's really great for you. And then we want to, you can go script editor, that can end up making stuff, but then we can go into branding. We want to choose an image. So we're going to upload, we're going to browse, we're going to go over to, where is it, downloads, and ConsultCast, open. Boom. We'll go with blue as the form, background color white, basic, formal, playful, we'll keep it basic. And there we go. So the theme is done. Boom. It's ready to go. So now you would send this out to prospective people. You get the link, shortener, boom, copy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to ConsultCast here. I've put the links for the Facebook page. There's no group yet. There's no the Twitter, the Instagram, YouTube not yet, Reddit, Patreon aren't there yet. But down here, we're going to put link to questions, so that when we start doing the show notes, which is tomorrow's episode, the show notes, I'll show you how to update it and put all these great things in, as well as your Instagram, Facebook, and all that, and pretty much make it so that it's a nice, easy template for you guys. So there we go. Should take out that, but who cares? So that's done for the guest intake form, and you can send it via Instagram, and there we go. So that's done. Now let's do it for this podcast series. So we'll close these because these aren't needed. Now we're gonna change this, all these amazing there, go boom, Phil Better. Guess we don't do this, boom. As you can see, I didn't open anything. So go new folder. Boom. So we're going to just concentrate on the guest right now. We're going to go a new Google form. There we go. Invest in Yourself, the podcast series. Guest intake form for podcast. Nice. There we go. All right. So boom, we got that. Updating the title as well, getting this all ready. And now we pretty much nearly all of them will be the same, but it's full name. And it's required. Then we go over here, expertise. The reason why I'm putting expertise, because this podcast, when we start having guests on, will be primarily focused on getting experts that can help you grow. So email marketers, social media, digital marketers, website designers, and those types of people that can help you grow your website, your podcast as a business. So those are the potential. So that's why we're putting expertise here. We go website, social media handles. Then we go bio, because they're going to be providing a bio, so that's a reason why we need to there. And also we go, here, this is something I forgot to add to the other one. Headshot, and this is a file upload, continue. Image only. There we go. Over here, required view in folder. There we go. It creates a automatic one, so that's required. And then we go logo. Oops. Multiple choice file again. Go over here. We go image, and then we go required. Boom. So for this, because this is, we need to fix this. This is not multiple choice. There's a short answer. So we have their full name, their expertise, their website. We have their social media handles, their bio, a headshot, and a logo. And then we're ready to go. So we go over here. We go to responses, create a new one. Boom. There we go. So there's going to be a link here in the headshot and logo for them. You can click to find the images that you need there. Now, that's taken care of. That's taken care of. If we go into here, we have their headshot and their logo so that we can use it later for it. The guest intake form is there. It is great. Now, I'm going to remove this. Boom. So the reason why you want to do your guest intake form, I'm going to show you. I'm going to jump into my guest intake form for one of my shows. Where is it? Sorry, give me 1 second. So this is the guest intake form for my show, Investing Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. And it just makes my life a lot easier because I know who I am coming up to interview. It also gives me specific questions I can ask. So let's take a look at the form. Here's the form. So it's questions, just provide your full name, a bio, how you want to be introduced on the podcast, the best email to contact you, what was your first success, your first failure, just a lot of questions like this so that I can get as much information, because when I go to do my, get all the images of my guests are here. So it's organization to the next level. It helps you there. These are some of the future stuff we're going to talk about, the social media, this right here, steps for growth and all that. That's some secret behind the stuff you should be seeing. But anyways, this is a great form because it allows me to keep in contact with all my guests, and if ever I need to find a guest for a new episode, I can reach out to them here. I know Andrew, who's an amazing entrepreneur. He has a podcast, so I can go reach out to him to have him on, I guess, in this podcast to talk about how he grew his podcast. So that's something we can do by sending him the link. And I didn't get the link. So are we in the right one? Whatever. Yes, we are. Go guest. We go over here. Yeah, we're not done yet. We have to go collect emails, obviously. We go over here, presentation. We want to just to let you know what I wrote. I said, thank you for filling out the questionnaire. Someone will email you shortly to set up an interview. So we save that. Presentation, general. Wait, no, it is there. Branding. Here we go. Choose image. We want to upload. We go browse. We go invest in yourself. We go open. Podcast. There we go. Boom. Then we want to go gold. Yeah, right there. And the background like that. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is done. Then we go send. We get the link. We shorten it. We copy. We go over here. We scroll down. There you go. Email. There you go. So ladies and gentlemen, that is done. It was a short show today because it wasn't that huge of a topic. I guess intake form, best type of form. Let's see here. What am I supposed to talk about? Oh yes, we're going to jump into what I do on a daily basis. So yeah, once you're done with the guest intake form, that can help you with your business because now you have a contact to reach out if you have a service. My service is a bespoke podcast agency. So I'm going to talk to you about how I run the agencies. So it's really fun to run a bespoke podcast agency because we do done for you and done with you. And currently I'm doing a done for with you. I'm doing actually both. I have Lloyd, who is already done and running, and it's just him just gives it to me and it puts it into the machine. Dom Einhorn, who's another client, we're just starting and it's growing. And we're starting to match. We have a meeting coming up for that. Then I have Danko Demilv. He was a guest on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur podcast, which I use as a lead gen. And he has all the little pieces. He just needs to put it together. So I'm helping him, teaching him how to do that. And to grow it is the next step. But it's very, very fun and fulfilling because you get to show these people the actual, like, I love podcasting, so seeing them have that joy for podcasting and going, this is amazing, I really love this, oh my God, you're right, it fulfills me with joy. But also I can get sponsorship for my podcast. I just was a guest on an amazing podcast that once it's released, I'll let you know. But I asked him if he would want to be a sponsor for season 4 of my podcast. Since Dom was sponsor for season 3, I have a sponsor for season 4, and since season 5 is slowly rolling out, I'm going to be trying to find a sponsor for season 5 and get that going. So it's a lot of fun. And of course, with my podcast agency, I help people find sponsorship. Like I said, I've found a few podcasters, Eargasm Network. I helped them get a couple of their sponsors. I taught the guy how to reach out to sponsors, as well as Sarah, who's an amazing podcaster. I helped her get her first sponsor. So sponsorship is easy to get. If you're interested in learning how, reach out to me. You can reach out to me at Podcaster Phil Better. I'm always looking for that. It's on Instagram. Just follow me there. Let me know what kind of help you need for your podcast. I'll be more than happy to show you the steps needed to grow your podcast or any tips I can share with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Phil Better. This is Invest in Yourself, the podcast series, a daily live stream show of how I set up a podcast and how you can do the same and grow your podcast as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Remember to invest in yourself.